Namaskar. Welcome to the example number 6 for the event Financial Prospects. In this example, we are going to study a male chart who is into business, is manufacturing the fabrics. And he's manufacturing fabrics and also allied works also he's doing, but his financial prospects is not so good. This example we studied in the professional prospects also, wherein his destiny is supportive for profession and also earnings, but along with that, lot of struggles and hurdles are indicated. It means 8 and 12 significations are strongly influencing the 10th house also, second house also. Along with that 8 and 12, sixth house also joining hands to the second house. So that 6, 8, 12 grouping signified by the second house, it is supportive or indicating for the financial hurdles and losses and also loans, more loans and dates are all present. It is also supportive for earnings along with that 6, 8, 12 supportive for dates always. And moreover, even in the previous videos, I was telling about this Lagna connecting to the 1, 3, 5, 7, 11 grouping, supportive for Lagna's personal happiness and also, more expenditures for this life, luxurious life also we can say. In this case, in the previous cases, when we studied that signification of 1, 3, 5, 7, 11 all, along with that favorable to 16 and without the influence of the 8 and 12, they are supporting. Even I was telling that the trigons 1, 5, 9, 3, 7, 11, 2, 16, when they are all connected, and without the influence of the 8 and 12 grouping, that is supportive for the Lagna's happiness and luxury life and also personal satisfactory life and also success. But whereas in this case, in this example, the person is into business, so wherein that 1, 5, 9, 3, 7, 11 are all connected and 1, 2, 6, 10 also connected, but unfortunately that 4, 8, 12 trigon and also 8 and 12 significate are strongly influencing these favorable key planets, making that native is inclined towards more expenditures because 1, 5, 1, 3, 5, 7, 11 are all indicating. So Lagna wants to be wants to live such a happy life according to his wish, but money is also coming. But because of the strong influence of the 6, 8, 12, 8 and 12 grouping, the money coming also not, not regularly coming. Our fund flow is not regular, and but his expenditures are there, and because of that he is facing a lot of financial issues, and business also stuck because of the 10th house also connected to the 8, 8, 12. Business also stuck and flow also stuck, and he has to borrow more money, so always some sort of loan is present, and dates are increasing, so because of that he is facing problem. So when the Lagna is signifying favorable houses to the Lagna, Lagna will get inclined towards such, such signification to make the Lagna happy. And that too when Sun is connected and Jupiter is connected, so that Sun will try to make that what you call status, to retain the status, then connected to 10th house also, automatically Lagna will try to maintain the status to the things, in a favorable way for the Lagna satisfaction and Lagna's. If the 2 and 7, 11 also connected, it will try to help others also. So, but without knowing, without considering its unfavorable significations, trouble living houses, for the fund flow without looking at that. Start getting more money by way of loan beyond his earnings. That Lagna is trying to do the expenditures, try to live such life that will make that Lagna always trouble, yeah, facing trouble in the financial situation. So that is what happening when Lagna itself is connected to this. Lagna is bound to face such a problem. That is what we are going to discuss. Such discussion we had the same chart in the professional prospects, but in this, I am under the finance also. I'm going to discuss on the same chart how that Lagna's inclination towards such expenditures and such a lifestyle, and without considering the weakness in its finance position, but increase in the loans. Always Lagna will be under the loan only, and the fund flow is less, more than the expenditures are more than that. So always Lagna will face the financial crisis. That's what we are going to discuss in this video. Example number 6, weak financial position, average earnings, more expenditures, and debts. We are going to discuss with the help of the EPS table in this video. This is the birth chart of that male native born on 30th June 1962, 10:33 a.m., born in Tamil Nadu. Before proceeding further on the self-signification study, let us have a general discussion on the birth chart. Let me open the North Indian chart. Now let us have a general discussion on the birth chart. The native is born on with the Leo Lagna. Lagna Lord Sun is posted in the 10th house. That is good. In the sign of Mercury, second Lord and 11th Lord, which is posted in the 10th house. So this Lagna connected to 10 and 11 to 11 are good. So second Lord Mercury, that house of finance, Mercury also posted in the 10th house. That is fine, but that Mercury is conjoined with the moon. That moon is 12th lord. So that Mercury second lord, 11th lord conjoined with the 12th lord, it is indicating some weakness. That Mercury in the sign of Venus, that Venus also posted in the 12th house. So third lord, 10th lord occupying 12th house. So second lord is strongly connected to the 12th house. So that Venus and moon both are in, that is 10th lord and 12th lord in sign exchange. So second lord, 11th lord is strongly connected to the 12th house. It is talking about the investment or expenditures or loss also, we can say. Moreover, that second Lord Mercury also connected to the Mars, which is the Badhaga Lord, fourth Lord, ninth Lord posted. It is also indicating some weakness, but importantly, that the second Lord Mercury is conjoined with the 12th Lord, sign exchange with its Rasi Lord. That Rasi Lord Venus is also posted in the 12th house, and that is also aspected by Saturn. So all these significations are further enhancing the unfavorable significations. So Lagna Lord is well posted, but Lagna Lord posted in the sign of Mercury, that Mercury is second Lord influenced strongly by the 12th Lord. So the other planet, 8th Lord, 5th Lord is Jupiter. If 8th Lord, that 5th Lord Jupiter is also influencing further, that is going to increase its unfavorable significations. That 5th Lord, 8th Lord, Jupiter posted in the 7th house, aspecting to the Sun. So this grouping, Sun is aspected by Jupiter, Lagna Lord is aspected by Jupiter, fifth Lord from the seventh house is in on one way it is good only. It is getting the support of the Jupiter, that is good. But as I said, for the financial prospects, we have to see whether it is supportive or not. By way of extended significations only, we can find it. So as of now, second Lord Mercury is, strongly afflicted by the 12th house, supportive for expenditures or loss, that we have to check the intensity. Whether it is investment or loss, we have to check it. So now let us study the detailed significations of the self significations by way of just a minute. Let me clear this, and let us go to the EPS table. I have already selected the event, finance, money. So let us go to the EPS page and self significators and planet colors. Ketu planet, let us start from Ketu. Ketu is occupying fifth house close to sixth cusp. So this is not bad. So Ketu, we can take it as, a light green because it occupying fifth house close to six. 5 and 6 is not bad. It is supportive only. And Venus, third lord, 10th lord occupying 12th house. Third lord, 10th lord occupying 12th house. 12th house is indicating weakness, but because 10th house moving towards 10, it is increase in the 10th house. It is supportive for expansion also, investment for the business. But moving towards 159, it has got some weakness for the finance. 12 is further supported by 5 and 9, and 4 sublord is fine. So this is good with some weakness. So Venus, we can make it as blue color because favorable, because of the fourth sublord also present, and favorable key planets with the unfavorable 12 and 5 and 9 are not bad. It is good to the Lagna, but when it is 12th occupant having got these significations, it is indicating some weakness. So I'm giving blue. Sun. Lagna Lord occupying 10th house. Sun is good. Green color planet for the Lagnas and position, and of course indirectly for the finance also. Moon, 12th Lord, it is the planet for the expenditures, is occupying 10th house. It is supportive for the expenditure for the business or the profession. 216 also good, and 711 also good. Sublord is also good for the financial, for the business prospect, but money, investment, expenditures for the purpose of business is indicated by the moon. But second planet Rahu also 11, 12, 3, 7, 11, 1, 5, 9. This is also supportive for the Lagna and also Lagna's favorable significations. And also in general, as I said, these 2, 6, 10 and 3, 7, 11 Cuspal Star Lord without any 8 and 12 grouping, it is good to the Lagna's personal happiness and inclination towards such happy life. But being the 12th Lord, having got the favorable, so these such signification that native will experience by way of expenditure only, that because 12 is moving towards this one. So this is favorable, but because of the 12th lord, it has got some weakness. So what we can make it, being the 12th lord having got this favorable houses, we can say it, we can give the blue color. It means it has got favorable with some weakness, being the 12th Lord, right? Now that Mars, fourth Lord, ninth Lord occupying ninth house, and third cuspal sublord. 4 and 3 is fine only. 9 and 9, it is eighth house to the second house. It is not very good for the financial prospect, but it is not strongly unfavorable also. 4, 9, 9 and 3. So what we can do, Mars, we can take it as the mixed planet because 9 and 9 and 3. So, to instead of that, we can make it as light blue because it is not talking about any detrimental houses. So, we can make it as a light blue because fourth lord and third cuspal sublord 9 and 9, 9 and 9. So, we can say it is supportive because of the 4 and 3, but not detrimental. So, light blue. Because to compare, to differentiate from the other blue, I'm giving that light blue. Favorable is more. And Rahu, 11th occupant, 12th, close to 12th cusp, 3, 7, 11, and 159 cuspal sublord. You see, 159 is good to the Lagna, that to being the cuspal sublord 5 and 9. Sublord is not good for the financial prospects, but good for the Lagna's happiness. And it is having mixed significations for the financial prospects. And the second planet, Moon, also talking about 12 and favorable. So that's what we discussed for Moon. So Rahu also, like Moon, has got mixed significator. But because of this 159 cuspal sublot, if it is there in the CST is different, 159 cuspal sublot, it is supportive for the Lagna's personal happiness, but 5 and 9 significator, it is not very good for the financial prospects being the cuspal sublot. 11th law occupant 12, 3, 7, 11, 159. So there is indicating some weakness. So like Moon also we can give Rahu blue color. So once we given all the colors, we let us check, recheck all the planets for their, any colors have to be, we have to reassign any other colors. So Rahu also we have given blue, and Jupiter. Fifth Lord, eighth Lord occupying seventh house. This 5, 8, 7 is not bad, not good, because it is not at all talking about any favorable houses to the Lagna for the financial prospects. 5, 8, 7 is favorable to the opposite party. Of course, 5 and 7 is supportive for the Lagna's own business prospect, but 5, 8, 7 is not good for his benefits. So, because of that, Jupiter we can give light red. Saturn 6, 7, 5, and 6, and second planet Ketu also 5 and 6. So this is also not bad. This is also supportive. Like Ketu, we can give light green. And Mercury, second Lord, 11th Lord occupying 10th house, this is good. And 4, 8, 12 star Lord, this is weak, obstacle causing houses. Second house matters are going to experience this. And further moving further, 2, 6, 8, 10, 12 cuspal sublord. 2, 6, 10 is good, but 6, 8, 10, 12 grouping, second house, 2, 6, 10, 2, 6, 8, 10, 12 grouping is not good. It is indicating second house matter. 6, 8, 12 is talking about the financial dates, loan, increase in loans, and also losses. Second house matter. It is supportive for earning in the business, but moving towards obstacles, hurdles, and that too, that Mercury is not only second lord, but Mercury is its second sublord and also 10th sublord, and 6, 8, 12 cuspal sublord also. This is indicating strong unfavorable grouping also. So let us make Mercury is pink. So out of the 9 planets so far, we have given Mercury's pink, pink, that too being the second lord, being the second sublord, Karaga, destiny planet for the finance, and also Mercury is the Karaga planet in general zodiac. So Mercury is the Karaga planet for the loans, because sixth sign is ruled by Mercury. That is sixth sublord also. Mercury itself is talking about 6, 8, 12 and 8 and 12. Strongly it is supportive for business also, and troubles and increase in loans and debts also indicated by the destiny planet in its self signification. So Mercury is strongly supportive and also strongly unfavorable. And what else? Blue planet Venus is okay. 12, 159, it is indicating some weakness, because 12 is present here, and moon also 12 is present here, and Mars is light blue, and what else? Rahu is 11, 12, 3, 7, 11, 159. It is also having some weakness, but it is not having that 8 and 12 grouping. That way it is fine, but still 5, 9 in the CSL, it has got some weakness. So out of these planets, the planet which are all having the strong unfavorable grouping, especially this Mercury is the strong unfavorable grouping, and Jupiter is not supportive. And this Venus occupying 12th house, The 12th Lord Moon is not so good, but it is having favorable, but being the 12th Lord, we need to be careful. So it means what? Which are the planets are green color? Ketu. What Ketu is giving? 5 and 6. Only 5 and 6. So this is not also not so good. Ketu and Saturn 6, 7, 5, 6. It is indicating supportive signification without unfavorable grouping. Because of that, it has been given light green. Otherwise, it is not having strong favorable grouping. So that green color planet itself is not very strong, and blue color planet Venus itself is having some mixed signification, and moon also having 12th lord and having got some weakness, and Rahu also the same way. But moon and Rahu, there is some difference between the other planets, that they are having both favorable grouping and also some mixed signification. So that blue planet is comparatively better than the Ketu and Saturn, right? The green color planet. Rahu also the same way. Jupiter is not that much supportive, and Mercury is a strong, unfavorable key planet when compared to the other planets. The problem is that the unfavorable key planet or trouble giving planet, or the planet which can cause problem to the finance by way of increase in the loans, that Mercury, that planet itself is the money planet itself is talking about the problem to the money. That is the self-afflicted planets. So the planet which are all connected to the Mercury, they will support for the money also, they will support for the troubles also. Moreover, as I said, Moon and Rahu, they are all talking about 1, 5, 7, 11, supportive for the Lagnas, personal life, happiness, helping tendency. All these things are indicated that too by way of 12th house. So when this moon and Rahu, if they are all influenced by this Mercury, because moon and Rahu are free from the 8 and 12 significator, that is Mercury is not influencing. I mean, moon and Rahu are not having this 8 and 12 significator in their self significations, right? But if the moon and Rahu, they are getting the influence of this pink shade, but Mercury, obviously that 12th lord will get the strong influence of this. So that Lagna will is because of his Lagna's attitude, inclination towards such a life, personal life, that will lead to a lot of personal problem by way of financial issues, increase in the loans, and financial the struggles that the native will face. Always will be in always the native will be always with the dates. So that whether that moon and Rahu are getting influenced by Mercury or not. Suppose moon and Rahu are not under the influence of the Mercury, so that will be comparatively better, because this is supportive for the Lagna's happiness despite some investment. If the 8 and 12 strong influence, the 2, 6, 8, 12 grouping are not influencing the moon and Rahu, then that will be better. Otherwise, that will be into trouble. So that we have to keep it in mind. So the unfavorable K planet strongly is, we can say, though it is favorable, Mercury is a strong unfavorable key planet which can influence the other planets by way of their unfavorable 8 and 6, 8, 12 grouping. I think you're able to understand the discussion what we are having now. Now, what we are going to do, let us save colors and go to the home page and check the destiny and the sub periods. Now let us go back to the home page. Let me clear these drawings. Now let us check the destiny. So, as I already discussed, so we have to go to the house grouping and click the ruler supports so that we can get the support planets also getting the same font colors. Ruler supports. Now home page and control B. So we have got the support planets. So as we are aware that Mercury is the planet which has got the both favorable and strong unfavorable grouping as we discussed. And other planet Rahu is having favorable to the Lagna for the expenditures and personal life, because expenditure and personal life, it is indicated by the moon and Rahu. We have to check whether they are having this Mercury in its supports, so that they are getting influenced by this unfavorable Mercury. Let us check which of the planets are having Mercury in its supports. Venus has got Mercury in supports, Sun has got Mercury in its supports, Moon, Mars, and Rahu is not having, but Rahu represents Moon is having, and what else? Mercury itself. So Saturn is not having Mercury, and Venus, Sun, Moon, Mars, and Rahu. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 planets are under the influence of the Mercury out of the 9 planets. So that is not good. That indicates that unfavorable significations, are being passed on to many planets. So by way of supports, if these Mercury, apart from the support planets, if it is also ruling the rulers for other planet, then it is going to further increase the intensity. It is supportive for earning and also supportive for loans and earning through the loans and debts also for the purpose of business and also for the purpose of expenditures. So now let us check the second ruler. First of all, let us check Lagna also. How the Lagna is inclination towards Lagna, let us check. Lagna Lord is, just Lagna Lord is Sun. That Sun is having Rahu. And sublord is Ketu, but star lord of the star lord is Mercury. Rahu already having Mercury in its supports, forming RL ruler link. Sun also has got Mercury, so Mercury is forming ruler link to Sun also. So Sun is getting the influence from the Mercury. Star lord Rahu also having got influence from the Mercury by way of supports, also by way of 2A level also. This is clearly indicating that Rahu, it is supportive for Lagna's personal happiness in the star of Mercury. Mercury is talking about money and also loans, increase in the loan and hurdles in the business. All these things are indicated. Sublord is Ketu. Ketu is green. It is because it is having only 5 and 6. It is not strongly favorable. But Ketu has got Venus and Moon in its support and Jupiter also in its supports. Moon is fine. Ketu in the star of Moon is fine, but unfortunately, Moon also under the influence of Mercury. It indicates what? Lagna 1, 10, 11, these grouping are supportive for the Lagna status and inclination towards such position, and also talking about these 3, 7, 11, 2, you can see 3, 7, 11, 2, 6, 10, they're all favorable. This is also favorable for the Lagna. It is good for the Lagna. But unfortunately, that is being diluted or afflicted by the Mercury. That Mercury is the favorable along with that 8 and 12 and 6, 8, 12 grouping influencing this favorable key planet. That is the one which is causing the issue. So that way that Lagna's inclination towards such a position, such interest towards personal happiness and happy life or luxury life, But unfortunately, for that, it needs money. That money is by way of loans and hurdles from the business, but it is not so good, right? That is what indicated by the Lagna Lord. What about Lagna Sublord? Lagna Sublord is Rahu 159. This is supportive for Lagna's happiness. That's already discussed. But Rahu in the star of Mercury already discussed, and Sublord also Mercury, that is already can see. That too, Rahu having got that Mercury in its supports. So this Lagna's inclination is moving towards favorable along with that strongly unfavorable. Lagna will face such a 6-8-12 grouping strongly, is bound to face such mental inclination towards expenditures that will lead to loans and debts and no, it is not possible for the Lagna to save money because second lord, 11th lord is moving towards 10, good for the business, but 8 and 12, 2, 6, 8 and 12, not supportive for stable income, not supportive for the financial position also. And to a level again, moon, that moon represented by Rahu, this is good only, but again, sublord is Mercury. That is the problem. So, since Lagna is also ruled by moon, Lagna is mental inclination towards such mentality to act as the to because 1 10 11 combination supportive for the Lagna to maintain its status or to show off to the public that he is living such a good life, but for that he has to borrow money. The business is not so good, and but he has to borrow money, and under loan only he will be doing all these things. So that is the issue. That is the karma he has to experience. So now that's what the destiny on the Lagna we checked. What about the second, the destiny on the money? So let us check with the second lord and second sublord. Which is the second lord planet? Second lord is Mercury, and second sublord also Mercury. Same planet. So second lord and second sublord both are Mercury, that already we discussed. That Mercury is talking about the both favorable and unfavorable strong. This is the unfavorable strong. And Mercury in the star of moon, 12 level is moon, sublord is sun, sun is fine, and star lord of the sublord is Rahu. All blue is fine only. But you look at the grouping planet to star level, combined level when you study, second lord, 11th lord moving towards in the star of a planet, moon, 12th lord, second house is going to be spend for the business 216 and also 7 and 11 and also for this personal happiness. So money will be spent on the business and also his personal life. And moreover, moon is also having Mercury in its supports, so that Mercury passing its unfavorable significations along with that favorable significations to the star level planet, so that that influence of the Mercury unfavorable or giving further influence to the moon, which is already 12th lord. So, expenditures are increased more than the earning, expenditures are going to be more. Then somehow the sublord is sun. The sun planet is 1 and 10 is good to Lagna try to maintain his position. But unfortunately, that sun also having got Mercury. Sun in the sign of Mercury only. So Mercury is supportive with the favorable. Along with this, Lagna Lord is going to experience both favorable and 6, 8, 12. So Lagna for the status, it will experience favorable also. It will experience a lot of struggles and dates also. But Lagna Lord try to maintain its status. Somehow it will be supportive, but not going to be very strong because 6, 8, 12 grouping are going to influence the star lord also, sublord also. And sun in the star of Rahu, again it is favorable but influenced by the Mercury. If you look at the grouping of the planets, the planet level, all the rulers of this second cuspal sublord all are supportive to some extent, but the unfavorable, the significator 2, 6, 8, 12 grouping, Mercury is ruling, influencing all the level planet. That is one disadvantage. 2 and 11 planet is influencing supportive and also unfavorable. In addition to that, the receiving planet, star level planet, is 12th lord. It is getting the influence of the unfavorable strongly. So 12th lord planet, it is talking about expenditures. It is the 12th lord, is it is second lord in the star of 12th lord. That itself is indicating money is going to be spent, and that spent will be for the personal happiness also, personal lifestyle also. That is further influenced by the 6, 8, 12. So the lagna will be always face such a problem. So that is the one which the native is going to experience. That is the destiny. So destiny and the financial prospect is money is present, but money by way of profession, money by way of loans also, increase in loan, and for that it is being spent for the business and also personal happiness. So there will be always, I mean, trouble in the finance. There will be no savings of money. All are talking about expenditures and loans only. That is the destiny of the native on the financial prospects. Now that native is running, just a minute. The native is running Mercury Dasa. He is running Mercury Dasa. Previously, the native was running Saturn Mahadasa. So, how this Saturn Mahadasa or how this Mercury Dasa, let us have a general discussion on this Dasa period. Just a minute. So, let me clear these drawings. So, how is Saturn and how is Mercury? Saturn period, always we have to check who is running the dasa. Already we know that destiny is weak. Destiny is liable to give 6, 8, 12. Second house matters are going to face 6, 8, 12. That is loans and dates. And 10th house also going to experience 6, 8, 12 means that 2, 8 and 12 strongly connected. It is, and also 5 and 9 also connected. It is supportive for loss, also instability in the business and also loss. That is also indicated. So when Saturn Dasa is running, if you look at the Saturn's rulers, Saturn is not having the influence of the Mercury by way of ruler. That is one point. Straight away, it is not there. But look at whether Saturn planet rulers are under the influence of the Mercury. That Saturn is not having Mercury in its supports, good. And Saturn has got Jupiter in its support, that is indicating some weakness. And star level planet Moon, that Moon is having that Mercury in its support. Saturn in the star of Mercury under the influence of the, sorry, star of Moon under the influence of Mercury. Sublord also against Saturn. So Saturn is playing role at the planet level and sub level. Star level planet, 2A level planet, same planet under the influence of Mercury. That moon is 12. Already we discussed. 12th house favorable for the investment, all this thing, and also whether it is loss or investment, that we have to check it. Here you can see that planet is sixth lord. When the second house matters or sixth house matters are connected to the 6, 8, 12 grouping, it is liable for the loan or debt. When sixth lord planet is acting as the dasa lord in the star of moon, which is 12, 10, and supported by the Mercury. So then the loan, whatever the native has got the loan in the previous dasa, during that Saturn Dasa, as soon as Saturn started, 6, 12 and 8 and 12 signified by the Mercury that is being triggered, and the native started facing more financial issue and loss also. He got a very big loss during that Saturn Dasa, Saturn Bhukti itself. The two, that 6, 7, 5, 12, it is indicating that native lost the money because he was actually his where he has to get the money from there, that creditors, that where from where he has to get the money for his supply of goods. He could not get money because he was being cheated by the other people. So 7, 5, 12, supported by 8 and 12. So his money is being cheated and he was put into the losses. So sixth lord and seventh lord having got the star level supportive for the Lagna to some extent, so that the Lagna is able to do some work and do that. But 6, 12 grouping and Mercury's influence further indicating more loss and damage to the name and struggles and instability, all these things that Saturn period started giving. Since Saturn, Karga planet for the working, 6 and 10 to 6, 7, they're all indicating Lagna's, ability to work, and for his livelihood, he is able to do something. But because of the 6, 8, 12 grouping, and 12th house is strongly connected, and 6, 8, 12 also strongly connected, he has to get some money from somebody and he has to rotate the loans, and because his earnings are not going to be sufficient to take care of his personal requirement and also to pay off the loans. Moreover, importantly, the mind, Karaga Moon, 12th Lord, as already discussed, 2, 6, 10, and 7 and 11, and second planet Rahu, also the supportive for the Lagna, happiness, and as we already discussed, Moon is in the sign of Venus. So Venus and Moon are in the sign exchange, 3, 10, 12, 1, 5, 9, 4. This is also it is supportive for the business, for the investment. Again, money, that 12th house is strongly connected. So because of that, there will be always insufficient money and there is no savings are indicated. And because of that, during that certain period, Lagna faced lot of struggles and pain. And but Lagna is during the Saturn period, it is supportive for 610 to 611, supportive for the that his work and getting some sort of revenue, but not enough, because this grouping 1, 5, 7, 11 grouping, it makes that native to live his life to his satisfactory. So that is not enough. That is not possible with his earnings alone. So for that, he has to get the money. So without understanding is the native's position, the native will try to do the expenditures that will lead to increase in the loans, because Lagna Lord Sun itself is talking about that 110 signification, 110, 3, 7, 11, 159 grouping are supportive of the Lagnas attitude and personal happiness. Unfortunately, that is being influenced by Mercury and mind also talking about 12th house. So that is the issue, that moon period, Saturn period, it is not favoring for the natives, financial position. It is supportive for the job to some extent, but not for the financial position, because of the 6, 8, 12 grouping are strongly influenced by the Saturn Mahadasa. It is supportive for increase in the loan and trouble because of the loan only, or dates we can say. Now that Mercury Dasa itself is running now. Mercury Dasa, Mercury Bukti only is running now. Now Mercury, what Mercury is running? Mercury is second lord, and the unfavorable planet is ruling the Dasa Lord itself. So whenever the destiny planet itself is ruling the Dasa Lord, its impact will be significant. Now that Mercury in the star of moon, already we discussed, supportive for earnings, supportive for expenditures, supportive for personal happiness, all these things, that more investments are going to happen, more loans will be get the native will be getting during this period, for the business also, for the personal expenditures also. The loans for the business is fine, but for the personal expenditure, for the personal happiness, when it is being taken, that will lead into trouble Finally, that sun is going to somehow to support for the native for the business. Suppose the sublord is not like sun. Suppose sublord instead of sun, it is Mercury or some other planet, suppose Jupiter. Suppose it is like that, then that will be a problematic one. It means, or like Ragu also. What will happen? More expenditures, more happiness will be there. Mean more expenditure on the personal happiness, everything will be there, but always will be with some weakness. But now that sun is present, 1 and 10 is good only, but unfortunately, result planet sun also getting the influence of Mercury. So there will be trouble to the Lagna because of the finance. So money will be coming, expenditure and result planet, sun, Lagna occupying 10th house under the influence of Mercury favorable because sun in the sign of Mercury only. Sun has got Mercury's sign and Jupiter in supports. Though Sun will be favorable, getting the influence of the Mercury also, that is going to be favorable along with that 6 8 12. It means what? 6 8 12 planet, that second lord planet, through the money, on the money matters, that Lagna will get more loan during this period. Money will be invested to for the native to get some sort of status during this period, but for that purpose he has to get more money, loans he has to acquire, and he will put that will put into a lot of stress and struggles also. So that way, that is native is going to be during that Mercury period, the Karaga planet for loan, that native will suffer. More business will be there, but will be always will be cycle, and he has to rotate the money, borrow the money, and invest the money, and also to retain his what do you call retain his status. He will try to do that, but unfortunately, that is also not going to be very good. Somehow he will have the period running to his satisfaction to some extent, but there will be always dates. Money second lord moving towards 2 6 8 10 12. It is supportive for the money also, supportive for the loans, all levels, and Lagna also involved. To some extent it is supportive, but but indirectly under the influence of this one. So I think, you're able to understand. So this dasa, Mercury dasa, is going to bring in a lot of fund flow by way of, especially by way of loans, and through the business also will try to come out. But unless and otherwise, these 7 and 5, 711, 3711, 159 personal happiness involvement are not being reduced. These, because 1 and 10 also present at the sub level. So Lagna, whatever Lagna will try to retain his position status, but he will borrow the money to retain the status, and that will put him to trouble always. Business will be running to some extent, but finally, that is not going to be favorable for his financial position. So always there will be setback. The Lagna will face problem. I think you are able to understand the difference between this chart and the previous chart I was explaining. In the previous charts, also we are talking about that 1, 5, 9, 3, 7, 11, 2, 6, 10 are all supportive without the influence of the 8 and 12. Here, this 8 and 12 significator that second lord itself, second sublord itself is 6, 8, 12 grouping strongly. That 10 sublord also the same planet, the two Mercury planet. That Mercury is influencing the all the planet, which are all talking. Suppose some people would have seen that people will be interested in showing off some happy life, personal life with 159 and 3711, and there is good only, but that has to be there for to live a happy life with personal satisfaction, without the 6 8 12 grouping, without the loans or something. It is there, it is good. But for the purpose of this one, that 6 8 12 are joining hands, that the people will borrow money, and they will do the expenditure, all these things. So when Lagna also connected, Lagna will be always will be in the dates. That is what happening here. So I think you're able to understand the difference between the previous charts and this example. So we'll meet in the next video. Good luck.